everybody, Riverfox here. As you probably gathered from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about Therianthropy and Shamanism. In this video, I plan on looking at how the two relate and how they differ. We'll start our journey by examining the fundamental definitions of what a shaman and what a Therian are. A shaman is a member of certain tribal societies who acts as a medium between the visible world and an invisible spirit world, who practices healing, divination, and control over natural events due to the ability to consort with or control spirits. A Therian comes from the Greek word ther, which means wild animal, and anthropos, which means human. A person who feels a strong connection with being a particular species of animal. Therianthropes may define this connection as either psychological or spiritual, or the result of reincarnation from an animal form into a human one. Now, at a glance, the two seem to have nothing in common. After all, what would a medicine man have to do with having a spiritual or psychological connection to an animal? More than you might think. Shamans interact with spirit guides or totems, which are animal spirits that are spiritually and emotionally connected to them. This sounds strangely reminiscent of Therianthropy, but with a bit of a twist, seeing as how Therianthropy is seen as the Therian having the connection to our inner animal. Whereas with shamanism, the animal is an external force with something of a symbiotic spiritual relationship with the medicine man or woman. Another similarity is that shamans, well, they don't choose their totem. Their totem chooses them, just like we Therians don't choose our stereotype. We've always been our stereotype. My point is that there isn't a choosing or a sense of, oh hey, I want to be or have a insert uber cool animal here kind of mentality. It's out of your control. You may not want to have a skunk totem or be a Chihuahua Therian, but if that's the case, well, that's what you're stuck with. Shamanism and Therianthropy seem to have numerous connections in the mind of Therian shamans. Frankly, when I joined the online community, I was stunned at how many others were like me, practicing shamanism as a Therian. Many of these individuals have actually found their stereotype by practicing forms of meditation or journeying. During these journeys, they can astral shift into their stereotype. And although this phenomena is not isolated to just shamanism, it left me dumbfounded, as I've had similar experiences. And yet, Therianthropy and shamanism are extremely personal experiences that are subject to the perceptions and the interpretations of the individual. So really, the views in this video are all my personal interpretations of the connections between my own experiences with being a Therian while practicing shamanism. Your views could very well differ, but it still shocks me the similarities that I've had with my online comrades. Now that we've discussed the similarities, I would like to move into the differences between these two unique lifestyles. For one, I've already mentioned that shamans are separate from their animal guides or totems, but are influenced in their practices by said spirits. Therians are not separate from our animal selves. We are what we are, animals on the inside, humans on the outside. For those of us who practice shamanism, we interact with totems like any other shaman, but we are still animals ourselves. One would assume that being an animal whilst talking to animal spirits would make shamanism easier to learn and practice, but this is simply not the case. Just because we can, speak animal, doesn't mean that the totems are going to speak to us that way, or that our learning curve is faster and better than human shamans. Right, sorry, getting back on track. Shamans often invoke spiritual powers for divination, healing, soul retrieval, or influencing natural events such as ritual cleansing of the land in hopes of rain. In my personal opinion, unless the Therian is inclined to do so through shamanism, Wicca, druidry, or any form of spirit work or magic, they cannot do so using Therian energies or Therian magic. Of course, this is only my personal opinion, which is that Therians do not possess magical powers or abilities. Call it jealousy, but I have yet to do anything fantastic in an M-shifted state. Well, that pretty much wraps up everything I have to say about the similarities and differences regarding shamanism and Therianthropy. I hope you found this video educational or at the very least somewhat entertaining. Feel free to debate the contents of this video in the comments section below. I'm always open to constructive criticism.